gentlemen. Today I'm going to discuss with you about a topic which is the nanotechnology. So, in nanotechnology, if we talk about the nanotechnology, that it is a branch of science and experiment in which we already always try to deal with the devices or experiments in which these are very atomic and molecular levels. So, if we talk about the nanotechnology, then it is a very good field, and in nanotechnology it actually deals with the experiments or atoms and molecules which are at a very microscopic level. If we try to compare these nanoparticles with the normal particles present around us, then I would like to share some comparison related to that. Actually, one nanoparticle is actually 1000 or 1 millionth part of a meter. It is actually 10 times larger than the height than the diameter of the hydrogen atom. And as if we compare this to the as we compare this to our hair, then the diameter of our hair is actually 10 is actually very less as compared to the nanometer 1 nanometer. And this nanotechnology plays a very important part in our society. If we try to implement this in our society or in our India, then definitely there will be a lot of change will be happening in around our society. So these are some of the things about nanotechnology, and everything will be we know there are some things like we call as nanotubes, and nanotubes are actually around 100 times more strength, or we can say reliable, more strength than the normal steel element, and these are 6 times lighter than the normal steel particles. And there are many uses of nanotechnology in a lot of fields. Like we can use the nanotechnology in the field like technology like electronics, food, medicine, environment and health, cleaning, and all these types of aspects we can use these nanoparticles. Like first one, I would like to start with the electronics. In the electronic part, nanoparticles can be a great of a lot of uses related to that. And if we talk about the electronics part, then we can replace the nanoparticles with the normal silicon particle which we use in the making of the semiconductor chips. And we can also use the graphene, which is a allotrope of carbon, in the making of the flexible screens of mobile phones. And later, if we talk about the energy sector, this nanotechnology can also play a very important part. In the recent time, some researchers from the Kyoto University of Japan, they actually invented a type of solar cell which actually produce 2 times, or we can say 2 times more electricity generate from the solar cell than as compared to the normal solar panels. So this, if we know that these things will be, and also we can produce many different types of windmills by this nano technology. And these windmills would be definitely more reliable and more strength and more less costlier than the normal wind turbines, or we can say windmills. And through this we can easily able to meet the all the demands of the nation in terms of electricity. So these are some of the things related to that in this sector. Now let us move to the next one, that is the food sector. In food there are actually biosensors, biosensor, and these biosensors can be used to detect the pathogens which are present in the food. And we can also use this biosensor to change or to detect the bio oxygen demand of the packaged foods. And we can also detect some oxygen demand related to that, so that we can be easily able to reduce the amount of oxygen, or increase the time of their strength, or we can say मतलब जब तक वो हम उसको मतलब ठीक रहे तब तक वो तब then these things can also be used for nanotechnology. And their durability and मतलब उनका consumption time हम बढ़ा सकते हैं उस चीज़ से, तो that can also be increase of consumption time by this nanotechnology. And this nanotechnology can also be used in the textile sector. You know that we use this textile sector. Yeah, the text actually a lot of and strengthable textile materials are required in the sports field and also in the helmet making, so that we can also use these nanoparticles in the helmet making, and also in the production of materials related to the sports person. And we know that sports, the particles which are requirable are actually strength and should be durable particles, not should not be very rusty, or we can say cheap quality. So that these things can also improved by the nanotechnology field. And also we can produce different types of clothes which cannot neither wrinkle Northeast in producing these types of clothes, so that we know that there are lots of places around the world and in which there are a lack of we can say scarcity of water present. So that I think if these types of clothes would be produced, and these clothes would not be required any single particle, or we can say single drop of water to clean them. These can be easily cleaned by only some types of normal cleaning. So that this can also change a lot of things in our society, and this would help a lot of people who do not have the sufficient amount of water present around them, and it can also help a lot of countries which are facing a lot of water scarcity or water crisis. So that is all related to the nanotechnology. So thank you to you all for listening to my speech, and thank you to you all again. Thank you. Have a nice day.